Hello. I'm gonna try again. I just uploaded a video and I just like blah 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 and it said 14:59. Shut me off. Boop. Okay. Nobody wants to watch a 15-minute video anyway. Way too long. That's the beauty of YouTube. It's for all of us with short attention spans. That's how I first got involved. Short attention spans and the lousy selection of television programming these days. All right. So anyway, okay. First, I want to say that today I'm wearing full makeup. Okay, uh, I purchased a couple of brushes a little while back from AC Moore and Michaels, and this one is I have receipts. I will publish. I'll write it below what they were. They were both under $10 with coupons I got from the Sunday paper. This one is artificial. It's nylon. So I use this one for stippling and swirling. I used Corin's method. This is the base is the Corin face, okay? I hope I'm not making them look bad. It's the Corin face, okay? I did the Pore Professional by Benefit. I did the Prep and Prime instructions he gives, and his stippling and swirling for liquid makeup. I finally wore my Neutrogena liquid makeup that I keep talking about, but I keep saying, today I'm only wearing Almay. Uh, it knows your color, more tinted moisturizer. Well, today I did the full thing, just though I was going out to dinner with my husband or whatever. So I did that. So I got both of these. Now, this one looks like kind of a stippling brush, but it's like natural hair, and it's got that two-tone color, but I decided it wouldn't be good for it, and I ended up getting this one instead. I think it worked pretty well. I'm happy with the results. Uh, this one I'm going to use as a fan brush when I have fallout. Okay. My Eyes are the Marvelous Eyes by Emily Noel, which I've done several times, and they look a lot better in my mirror than they do you looking at them here. The hair is becoming a problem. Okay, I heated up my hot curlers, tried to do something with this. I wouldn't say I regret doing it, but it's not exactly doing for me what I kind of wanted it to do. And what I should have done was I should have taken Sherry Baby 30, wrong hand. It's not a mirror, it's like the opposite. I should have taken Sherry Baby 35's advice and done the more of the kind of the hairdo that she's got. But I didn't do that, and now here I am poking at it, and it's not helping any. Uh, so they can grow, you know. I'm not a doll. My hair will grow back. So we're gonna hope for that. I wanted to tell you about that. I wanted to steer you in the direction of Sherry Baby 35. I love her. She has three sons like I do. Sometimes we chat about sons and raising sons and so on. And she has a great channel, great tutorials, everything you can think of. Great ideas that a lot of other people aren't coming up with. So take a peek at her video. I mentioned different gurus. Sometimes you know them, those of you who are familiar with YouTube, but I do have some new people who are watching me that don't know, who aren't familiar with YouTube beauty gurus. So that's why I'm pointing you in their direction. And I will write below exactly Corin's, exactly which ones I looked at. One of them is in my favorites on my main page, the Prep and Prime one. I put that one out there because I kept having a hard time finding it. He did that one a long time ago. But the foundations he's recently done, he's covered cream, liquid, and just the other day, mineral powder. How to, if that's what you want to do, how exactly to do that correctly. So I really admire him and I trust his advice. And I have what we call in French Canada a couette, and it really is driving me crazy. There we go. Holy, so get rid of that. Uh, like I say, it's not a mirror here, the computer, so I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I just made it worse. Okay. Anyway, so I thought today I would talk a little bit about menopause briefly. Guys can click off if any guys are watching and this disturbs you in any way. I got my cycle, or my period. I'm just going to say my period to make this clear, last night. I hadn't had a period since July. So, it's it's kind of odd. In the one way, you're kind of glad that you're still has some fertility issues going on, but in the other way, you're like, oh, you kind of get used to not having one, and suddenly you have one, and then you're like, ugh, I got a period. So, I looked on YouTube last Saturday to see if there's anybody out here doing what I'm doing, and honestly, I think I found one lady, and that was it. I'm really having, I'm not finding people out here talking about it, but I'm also not necessarily going through a lot of things yet. I will say that I've gone into menopause kicking and screaming, and did try to have children with my current husband when I was in my early 40s, and I was not successful. I had a couple of miscarriages. So, it's kind of tough. It all worked out for the best, but at the time it was very tough on both of us. And so, what do you do? So, as time goes on, I'll share more with you, but it's kind of a little roller coaster. And right now, it's just who knows when I'm going to have another period. I've got one now. It'll be 7 days. That's what mine always have been, always will, will be until they're totally gone. So you have to take it with a grain of salt and just be thankful for what you have, I guess, at the time. So anyway, I do want to say I do look much better in the mirror than I do on the video today. And I got to watch the time this time because I was doing this video and I ran out of time. So quickly, I'm going to do a little doll facts. Doll facts. Today I want to talk about cleaning dolls. It's too bad I lost that whole thing. I cleaned, I talked too long and I lost the whole thing. I had cleaned Lainey's face with a Mr. Clean sponge. She had a little white thing on her forehead, and I was able to remove it. This is not the Mr. Clean brand. This is oh gee, I can't think of the name of it. Now I've just gone blank. Mr. Clean makes them. Another company makes them, and I'll write down below what it is. Scotch Brite. There we go. This is a Scotch Brite sponge. They both work the same way. And if you have any surface dirt on a doll, Maggie has some surface dirt that I just used in my pink video. Maybe I could, I don't know if you can see her surface dirt. I think you can see that in the corner of her eye. And I'm just going to go in with the Mr. Clean sponge. Or this is a Scotch Brite sponge. And I'm going to just take it right off. And it comes off really well. You see that she's wet now, but here we go. It's really effective in removing surface dirt on a doll. You want to be careful, if you're concerned about the paint removing, test a corner, see how that's going to work out. If your doll's really old, I probably wouldn't recommend this. If it's composition or porcelain, I wouldn't necessarily recommend this. But if you have vinyl dolls, if your daughters have dolls, you get a little dirty, it's a good way to clean them. Now, you may have a doll like Vickie. This is Vickie. Nikki appeared on a video a little while back. This is her twin sister, Vickie. And Vickie has no facial marks, but she has some marks on her arms. And you can see on her hand, they're like ink marks. Well, there is a remedy for this. Now, I did talk about not putting your dolls out in the sun, but what you want to do is what I've got on this spot is a little bit of 10% benzoyle peroxide. It's not something you want to put on your face, but yeah, definitely. You can use it to remove stains off your dolls. This is Equate brand. It doesn't have to be Oxy brand. It can be a cheaper brand, but 10%, the higher dose. What you want to do is you put it on the spot, you put her out in the sun, and then you cover every other part of her with a towel or a blanket. So you would cover her face, cover her legs, cover her other arm, cover the part of her arm that you don't have the benzoyl peroxide on with a towel or a blanket. You may need several. And then you set her out in the sun for a few hours. Take her in, remove the, put a little piece of saran wrap also over the plastic wrap, over the spot of benzoyl peroxide to keep it from drying out. Leave her out there for a few hours, then take her in, remove it. You're going to see that spot come off. So maybe I'll do that maybe this afternoon. I know we had a nor'easter, but I think that's all gone now. We'll see. Anyway, you want to do that. It does really work. And I'm going to show you this Pee Wee Herman doll. I bought him at a yard sale this summer, and he had a big highlighter mark, pink highlighter, right down on his eye, above his eye, like that. You can see a little bit of it. I removed almost all of it. He needs one more session outside in the sun with the benzoyl peroxide, but everything else covered. I covered, I actually even put, Aquaphor that we use on our hands in the winter. More, it's almost like Vaseline, but it doesn't have that icky smell. Well, I took some Aquaphor with a pointy Q-tip, okay, well, the makeup Q-tip without the makeup on it, obviously a clean one, and I put the Aquaphor on his eyebrow, so in order to cover the eyebrow and protect the eyebrow, so it wouldn't get into the benzoyl peroxide wouldn't get into it, and I did that, and that worked out really well too. So that's something I made up. So, okay, you have big stains on your dolls. Put them in the sun with the benzoyl peroxide. But don't go anywhere. Don't go grocery shopping because you don't want, in case you have like a sudden rainstorm or something, you don't want to have them out stuck in the rain. So you want to mention that. Make sure you're going to be home. Put them in the sun with the benzoyl peroxide. Cover the rest of them. If you want more detailed direction, I mentioned before, go on Sarah's channel, Stephens Wodadancer. She covers removing stains with benzoyl peroxide quite even more thoroughly than this. I hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.